Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining New Jersey Wedding Podcast. This is your go-to podcast to help you plan your wedding in New Jersey or anywhere, really. We are continuing our interviews with local, beautiful venues in New Jersey. And we are your hosts, Andrea Pertel and Celia Milton. And thanks for joining us today. How are you doing, Celia?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, what an array of venues. God, we've had all kinds of different things. It's
Right, right.
very,
We have,
very,
and we have some of the top venues in New Jersey.
yeah.
I'm so excited and proud of that. We've had some really great guests, and we have
Yeah.
more lined up, and today was fabulous.
Oh, this is one of my favorites. The Old Mill Inn is,
Basking Ridge, New
I think
Jersey. Yeah,
it's
beautiful.
it's gorgeous. Probably one of the first venues I ever worked at, and
Oh, really?
just, warm and cozy and just a real personal feeling to it. I think it's just it's just there's so much good to say about it, and we are going to do that when we talk to them. Kate,
Yeah.
who's going to join us, has a lot of experience there. When I met her first, she was maitre d' there, and now she's in coordination and she does sales and
It's been there
they're
over 10 years.
yes, a lot of their staff has been there for years and worked together for a long time, and it really gives a beautiful feeling of unity that you can absolutely feel as a guest. You really do sense their investment in the success of the place and the feeling that people get when they come there to do their events and stay there. It really is very effective. And people come back there. She said, I've had people who've, their parents come up to me and say, well, we got married here 30, 40 years ago. And it's just it's the kind of place that makes you want to come back because they treat you so well. And
Right.
at the same time, they keep current with their menus and, the way that they present I think their website is just newly redone too. Very organized, very easy
Right.
to find what you need to find and
Yeah, and they offer all different kinds of wedding packages. They go
yeah,
from micro weddings to, big weddings, 250 people. So you can really find what you're looking for there.
yeah.
And they also have beautiful accommodations.
Oh yeah.
So, and Basking Ridge is located very close to Newark Airport, or although you don't get the sense that you're near an airport or anything.
No,
It's a
no, but it's
beautiful
easy.
town. It's
It's
easy to get to. You just come for the wedding weekend destination. It's just such a great place.
it's real fun. The Equestrian Museum is down there. I think the Golf Museum is down there. You're a half an hour from New York City, so it really is kind of like a fun weekend getaway and, maybe punctuated by a rehearsal dinner or a
Right.
welcome
You could
dinner and a
do
day after
everything
brunch.
there. They are having a bridal show on January 16th. It begins at
Yes.
5 p.m.
Hmm.
Um, they would like you to register beforehand if you would like to go check it out. And I highly recommend checking out this bridal show.
Yeah.
Celia
Yeah.
will be there. You can
Well,
register
that's a
on their
reason enough. Why,
website.
what else do you need? As long
Go
as I'm
check
going to be
it.
there.
Listen to this interview, and then go meet Kate, go meet Celia. And
Yeah.
Celia, tell us about this bridal show and the Old Mill Inn.
You know what? It's really very just like the place itself. It's very warm, very welcoming. It's never insanely crowded. Um, you have time to, you may have booked the Old Mill Inn already, or in the process of looking and booking, and at that point, you probably weren't thinking about your other vendors yet, because you really can't. You can't book a DJ or a photographer or me before you have your venue set, and it's a great time to meet those people again. And we all know each other. We've all worked together plenty of times, and it's fun for us because we get to see our professional friends. But it's a good time to take another look at the place that you've booked, and maybe you've booked the hotel side for your wedding, and now you're thinking about the grain house for a welcome party or a rehearsal dinner or day after brunch, and you can kind of investigate that too because they'll have the whole property opened up for people to go and see. They've got a beautiful bridal suite to get ready in. You can spend your whole day there.
You can have your hair and makeup person come there and do it for you. You have the
Yeah.
lounge all day. Perfect.
It's, I think that that's a trend. I left that off our trend report, didn't I? I did. Spend the day there, have your people get there, and it just not having to worry about getting people from point A to point B, or even if you don't have to worry about getting them there, worrying if they're going to be there, if they're going to get themselves there. This takes all of that away. They come on like a Friday night, you have a welcome party, they're there all day Saturday, you're all getting ready and you're relaxed and fun. And then Sunday, Sunday you have a little, going away, a little brunch, and your people meantime have come to a couple of great parties, and maybe they've gone into the city. It's just such a great way to celebrate. It really is. It takes a lot of the stress points out of the whole process.
Yeah. Yeah. So I suggest if whether you're at the beginning of your planning or you've already booked at the Old Mill Inn, um, attend this bridal show, see what it's all about. And bridal shows can be so much fun, especially at the Old Mill Inn. And
Yeah.
stop by and say hello to Celia
Say
and
hi. Yeah,
tell her you heard her on the podcast.
that's right. A lot of our podcast people are going to be there. Heartfelt Rentals, Spoon and Salt, gorgeous tabletop rentals too. Gary Flom will be there.
The DJs,
Laura Claire,
yeah.
Chuck Russo is going to be there. Probably Jonathan will be there too, playing guitar. And it's a real relaxed, low pressure kind of show. Especially in January, because there's a lot of people who are just starting the journey of planning, and you can ask all your questions. You're gonna leave, if you don't leave with a whole lot of vendors in place, you're gonna leave with a lot more information than you came with, and that's really priceless when you're trying to get this thing accomplished.
But here's the most important thing, Celia. Do you think that they will have their mashed potato bar? Out to that.
Oh,
I think that is
yeah, I
a
hope
top
so.
amenity for people
Oh,
that
yeah.
really love when they have their weddings there.
Oh,
The
yeah.
mashed potato bar.
The mashed potato bar. They do a like a bratwurst and big pretzel station that's really cool. They do the great stir fry, and as I believe I've mentioned only 100 times in the interview, they do have the best fried calamari in New Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
And what else did I mention a lot? Oh, of course they're dog friendly.
Dog friendly. That's
We've had
important.
yes,
Beautiful ceremony spaces to choose from. Just
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's really something to check
Inside,
out.
outside, great photo opportunities. Lots of different little nooks and crannies, a little riverside space that you can take pictures. There's most of the people that I do there honestly stay right on site.
Yeah,
Nobody goes anywhere. You get everybody there.
no need
You
to.
have, the chance to have your rehearsal and your welcome dinner in a different spot than your wedding. Even if you're doing your wedding at the Grain House, which is a little bit smaller, really cute too. Um,
Mhm.
the rehearsal dinner space is in a different special events room, so it does feel different. And yeah, the Great House is real sweet. It's older than the rest of the property, and
Mhm.
it's just cute. It really
Yeah,
is.
this is a historic. Some parts of it
Yeah,
are historic. So, um, guys, look for the links. There's going to be a link to the bridal show, to
right.
the Mill Inn's website, and their Instagram, so you can see the beautiful pictures of their property. Be sure to say hello to Celia
Yeah.
and let her know that you listen to the podcast, and ask her any questions, anything you want us to speak about on the podcast. Tell her and we will address it the next
And
week.
so I do not know where your single socks go. Okay, don't even bother asking me because I don't know where my single socks are. So
You make
almost anything
sock
else I can help
puppets
you.
out of them, of course.
We
All
can we
right.
can help you.
Stay
Okay,
tuned and enjoy this great interview with Kate from the Old Mill Inn in Basking Ridge, New Jersey. Bye.
fantastic. Bye. You're engaged. That is so great. It's such an exciting time and probably a little bit overwhelming too. We'll try to cut through some of that overwhelmed feeling and help you get back to the joy you both felt when one of you asked that singular question and the other person said yes. You want a unique and amazing ceremony, we know that, and we're here to put that together for you. The process is really simple. How refreshing is that? You've created your love story. We're going to write it, and yes, you will see a script before that day. We tell this great story to your guests. They laugh, they cry, and then they party. Easy, right? And I bet it sounds great. A wonderful personal ceremony that feels just like you and lets your guests feel the warmth and joy of the day. We can create that together. Okay, I cannot promise it'll be as much fun as tasting cakes, but we'll try to come close. So let's talk about how to put your wedding together so at the end everybody's had a great time and you're married. So just reach out to us at NJ Vows Now. We're going to make this all easy and fun. I promise. Good morning, everybody. Greetings from very cold New Jersey, but we are going to talk about someplace very warm and welcoming today. And I just can't wait because it's one of my faves. We have Kate, who is the social sales manager at the fabulous Olde Mill Inn. And she's going to tell us all about it. There's just so many things that make this it absolutely should be on your short list. And there's a lot of reasons why, besides the fact that it's gorgeous and their food is great. Their people are fantastic. Besides those little details, and you can bring your dog. So I'm just gonna let Kate go because she has a lot of things to talk about, and it's gonna be fun. Kate, good morning. Happy New Year.
Good
Good
morning.
morning,
Thank you
Kate.
so much for having me.
Pleasure.
Thanks. Thank you for joining us.
I'm one of the sales managers at the Old Mill Inn. So we work with our clients to make their wedding dreams come true. We call ourselves a wedding weekend destination because we do, like Celia mentioned, offer all of your wedding day and weekend needs from rehearsal dinner all the way to a postnuptial breakfast, on-site accommodations, bridal lounges, everything. So we really like to welcome in our clients from, a couple days prior to the wedding all the way through and take care of them throughout that whole process.
It is so much more relaxing to have everything there. And if you've got out of town people, you have your rehearsal dinner space, you have your wedding space, you have your day after brunch space. Everything you need is right there. It's so convenient and it just saves so much stress in trying to plan transportation.
Yeah.
Exactly. I always tell my clients my own wedding I had transportation for, and that was the worst thing that happened to me on my wedding day. And I do this professionally. So
Oh,
if you can have everything in one place, it's just so much easier. On top of the fact that we have the convenience of location, but we also have the convenience of on-site professionals who help guide you through all of your planning process. So our sales managers, there's three of us, myself, Lindsay, who is our director, and then Leah. We've all been here for over 10 years, and we've also worked on the banquet side. So we know what's happening
Yeah.
on wedding day.
That makes a huge difference. I tell people that all the time when I'm
Yeah.
talking with your people because all of you, John and Retta and
Hmm.
you three, everybody has been there for quite some time in a lot of different capacities. And
yeah.
I know, when I first met Kate, she was running banquets,
I was.
and you have done everything, and it just gives you such a wide background of situations that you know exactly how they can be gracefully handled at the old mill. It's really such a bonus.
Yes, we definitely pride ourselves on it. And that is when people ask us what sets us apart. It really is our staff and management. We are a family-owned business, so we all, hang out and we love each other, even though we fight sometimes. But that
That's
bleeds
a family,
into
a
That's a
true
yes.
family.
family.
It's a true family.
Yeah.
But
No,
that
the
bleeds
fact that
into our
every,
service to
yeah.
our clients. Like we treat them as family as well. So I always tell my clients, I'm your person now. So once they start working with me, I work with them up until their maitre d' is assigned. And something that's unique about us is that we do assign maitre d's 2 months in advance so that our clients actually have a working relationship with the person who's running their wedding day.
That
A
is
lot of
fabulous.
times that doesn't happen. So we really just prefer to get to know everybody and to have that one-on-one relationship.
Yeah, it really does make a difference, I think. And it makes a difference in the level of the lack of stress on our couples' parts because they know who's going to be working with them and everybody's got the details together and they can really just come in and feel like it's going to be managed well, which doesn't sound like the most glamorous part, but it certainly makes the glamorous parts easier.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what we're here for. Everyone thinks like, oh, like you're a wedding planner. It must be so like exotic and
Oh yeah,
fabulous.
it's
Like
great.
not really. But we are running behind the scenes, making all of that magic happen for our clients, which is what drives us at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah, that's the best I think feature there is that, that the couples have a relationship, and all the employees there have been there for so long. They
Mhm.
know the grounds, they know how everything works, and they're there for you.
Yes.
It's very warm. The feeling that you get there is very just warm and welcoming. And it's not just, the actual event, but it's like when you walk in the door, even like your front desk people are so like warm and nice and friendly. And we actually married one of them to somebody else, of course. And it's just that feeling of, obviously it's a hotel, but it doesn't have that big slick feeling to it, which some people that is exactly what they want for. But I think that you really blend a very individual warm style with the efficiency that people expect when they're trying to plan an event of this magnitude.
Right.
Yeah, we definitely lean into our like cozy is one of our favorite words. So it's a
Hmm.
very like cozy, warm. We are an inn at the end of the day. Like
Hmm.
we want people to feel like they're having a boutique experience. From it, even if you're just walking in off the street and staying with
Right.
us, we are a boutique hotel. So we want you to have that more. We're not a bed and breakfast, but more in line with that.
Yeah, truly. And you can bring your dog. I
Yeah,
believe we mentioned that.
quiet.
What's nice too is, you say, and I've experienced this, that you can do parties from like any size party, which in addition to
Yes.
being really great, because your wedding is not going to be the same size as your rehearsal dinner, obviously.
Yes.
But you have, and your spaces are also so different too.
Yeah,
But
what are the ceremony and reception spaces? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
tell us
so we
about
have
like I'm sorry, the
no,
the
go
range of the range of guest counts. That sounded very that
ahead.
was a bad sentence,
I
wasn't it?
get you. I get you.
Okay,
So no, we work with private events of 25 to 250
perfect.
guests.
Wow.
So we do, and it's not just weddings. We do, the bridal showers, birthday parties. I have clients come back and do their baby showers with me after doing
Yeah.
their
Yep.
weddings. Actually, I just had a couple. They're due like any day now, but they had their baby shower with me in the same room that they had their welcome party, and they insisted on having our mashed potato bar that they had at their
That's so
cocktail hour.
funny.
They were like, we have to have this again. So I
That
just
is so funny.
customized the menu for them. I was like, yes, we'll do all your wedding food. It's fine. So we do have a lot of repeat clients for those other special events. So our grain house has our smallest spaces. That's where we do our intimate weddings. So weddings, we do 50 to 120 over there. And then we also have a micro wedding package. So select dates, we do weddings of 25 to 50. And I did a micro wedding for my mom here, which was a great experience for me.
Oh, lovely.
But that package is so wonderful because it allows you to have really like a real wedding, like capital R real wedding,
Yeah.
ceremony, cocktail hour, everything just on a really small scale, which I think has become very not only trendy, but very practical for a lot of people
Yes.
who just don't want to have the big hoopla.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're
Exactly.
talking a lot about this. I have to interject with the mashed potato bar, just a little tiny detour. So I married a couple there over the summer, and one of the things that he said about her when I was interviewing them, was that she will she will take you down for a mashed potato. And so, of course, we had to have a mashed potato bar. And the number of people walking around with mashed potato martini glasses was, I would say, about equal to people walking around with a glass of wine. It was
Hmm.
like a gigantic hit.
People
But
go crazy for it. It's just comfort food.
Yeah.
it was so funny. No,
Yeah.
I think that's great. Then the food there is really, really good, and you're constantly changing it too, which is
Award winning.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, us as sales managers, we play a big role in making demands of our chef, if I want to put it nicely. He is very creative and very willing to roll with us because I know we ask a lot of him. But Ubaldo is wonderful. He works really well with executing our vision and making sure that our clients are happy, even going as far as customizing for different ethnic foods that people are looking for.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, we do want people to have a unique experience. We're not going to pump out a cookie cutter menu for every single wedding. We want to make sure that clients are happy with food that speaks to them personally.
And if they ask me, I tell them that you have the best fried calamari in the state.
I will tell him, he will be thrilled.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And the mashed potatoes. To put them together. That would be great. Like a parfait, like a calamari potato. Oh, I love that.
Okay, Celia.
We always end up doing these interviews in the morning, and we always say, like, by the time that we're done, we're all starving.
Starving. I'm
Yes.
starving now. I haven't had breakfast. So tell us about the beautiful ceremony spaces, the options that
yeah.
couples have for their ceremony space.
Of course. So in our main ballroom, one of our favorite backdrops is the courtyard. That is what
Mhm.
everyone sees on Instagram
Beautiful.
and everything when they've come for their tours. That's
Yes.
what they always want to see. So that is a really beautiful stone area. It has like uplighting and beautiful windows as a backdrop.
Mhm.
Beautifully manicured gardens. Our general manager, Glenn Eisman, he's very hands-on with all of the gardening. It makes him happy. So he's always out there. And then we also have a working fireplace that can also be a backdrop. So again, customizable. You can face with whichever direction you'd like. And then we do have an indoor ceremony option with a beautiful fireplace backdrop and floor-to-ceiling windows in the case that we can't be outside due to weather. And that is one of our biggest things. I always get asked on tours, like, do we have to decide in advance? I'm like, no, like we'll wait until the last possible second.
Yeah.
So our staff is really hands-on with helping, make that happen. Even if we have 15 minutes to get out there, we'll run out and get them out before the rain.
Oh, I've seen that happen. I've seen
Yeah.
people the entire groups of people sitting in the courtyard, and it starts to rain, and there are 14 waiters and every salesperson and the maitre d'. Everybody's got armfuls of umbrellas, and everything is, and 10 minutes later, they're all sitting inside like nothing ever happened.
Exactly.
It's pretty amazing, actually.
That is one of my favorite story from when I used to maitre d'. Lindsay actually, she was like, "Are you going to talk about 8/18/18?" And I was like, "If it comes up."
Yes.
Oh, go ahead. You know you want to.
Yes.
It's my favorite story. But when I was maitre d'ing, I had a father of the bride who was very insistent that we were going to have an outdoor ceremony, and I said, "Okay, we'll see what happens," because there was some forecast coming in. I'm watching the weather all day, and we've set up for ceremony. I think Jardiniere was the florist. They had it was August, and
Oh,
it had beautiful
gorgeous.
kind of like
Yeah.
oranges. It was really popped in the courtyard. And I have a picture of it. All of a sudden, the sky just went absolutely dark. And I was like, oh no. So I run inside. I'm like, "Sir, what do you want to do? I really don't recommend going outside." He's like, "Let's go for it." And what are you going to say to the father of the bride?
Yeah.
So I was like, "Okay, we're going to bump up the time. We're going to go right now." I see all the guests. We get them out. And as soon as the first bridesmaid walked out the door, it poured. Everyone came running inside to the ballroom. My bride is running around into the kitchen because she doesn't want anyone to see her dress. And I look around and I yelled to my assistant at the time. I was like, "Open the bars, open the bars." And I run into the kitchen. I'm like, "Get out the food." So we just opened cocktail hour. And
Perfect.
everyone had a great time, had a couple of drinks, and then we reset the ceremony inside. And it was one of the best ceremonies I've ever witnessed because everyone had had a little food, had a little drink, was happy, was crying, and it was just so warm and inviting. And then, we did a little intermission just in between with some more drinks before opening up for the reception. We gave them a little extra time at the end as well. Their band was accommodating to that. But at the end of the day, they were like, "We started a new trend. Like everyone has to have cocktail hour first." I was like, "Well, let's not go that far."
Yeah.
I'm glad we made it happen. But that is, that just kind of speaks to like that was an extreme situation. But that kind of stuff is just always the quick thinking that our staff is able to pull off. And we're always ready for that kind of
The
thing.
teamwork there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that can be a really great idea. The cocktail hour first, not for every group,
Yes.
but if you've got people coming in like on a weekday from all over the place, I wouldn't do it all the time, but in that
No.
situation, what a great, it almost looks like you planned it that way, and that's the way it
Exactly.
should look. Yeah.
Exactly. And we do on a regular basis, we do like arrival beverages. We
Yeah.
have staff pass champagne and, either warm apple cider or infused waters and things. So we do make sure that everyone's comfortable regardless in that arrival time, which really helps.
I think that sounds great. But we never really worry about timing with you. You guys are always on time. It's
Yeah,
it's
we
always
are.
it's very well managed. And I think all along the way, the things that lead up to that, the ceremony really is the pivot point. And if they
Mhm.
enter into the ceremony being like freaked out because nobody knows where the boutonnieres are, or they're late or
Mhm.
something, then like the rest of the day it's hard to retrieve. But that really never happens with you. It's
No, that lead up to ceremony is always the most stressful time for the maitre d'. But I think our maitre d's are very good at hiding that from
Oh, your
anybody.
maitre d's are great.
Yeah, you'll never see anybody frantic. Maybe you'll
No.
see John Leeds running around, but other than that, everyone's cool, calm, collected, even if anything is happening behind the scenes. Our clients don't usually know about it until the end. We're like, oh my gosh, you didn't notice that? Thank goodness.
No, it's always really well managed, and yes, you do see them running around, but nobody else sees them running around. So,
No.
I think it's a lot of fun. Um, the settings are beautiful. I now last year was your 30th year as a venue. Is that true?
So 30th year with our current ownership.
Oh,
So the venue itself has existed. I mean, the grain house is historic, so that's
yeah.
260 years old. And I have been on tours and I've had like little old ladies knocking on
Yes.
the hunt room door saying like, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I got married here 50 years ago and
Yep.
I just wanted to see it. So like that's really cool when you're with potential clients and you have, people just walking in and reminiscing. So that as a venue has existed for a very long time. But the Bocinas, who are the family that took it over in the 90s, they have now been in charge for 30 years. And they're a great group to work for. I think that, the fact that we've all been here a long time speaks to that,
Yes.
they treat us
Really.
well.
It really does. I've had people that have, I've married there whose parents have told me that they wanted to be there because they got married
Yep.
there.
Yep.
And somebody actually brought me a picture. It was like from 50 years ago. It's like
Mm-hmm.
this was like my grandma's wedding year. It's like, oh gosh, but it's like it's so sweet. And
Yes.
that's another indication of how happy people are when they find you because they come back to do other things there. And it's just, you really do become part of the family, which I think is very, very, it's sweet and it's unusual.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I try to follow my brides on Instagram if I can find them, and I still am friends with brides that I ran their weddings in 2018, and now I'm like, oh, they have kids now, and they come back and do their
Aw,
baptisms, and like I am still friends with them, which is really special to be a part of their big day, and then to just be able to watch their lives unfold from there is super cool. It's not for everyone, but I personally think that that's just like a really fun way to continue and like encourage people to come back and
yeah,
just bring up those memories again. I'm always like, let me know when you're coming back. I'll make sure they treat you nice at the greenhouse. Like,
there you
not that they
go.
wouldn't, but
And you do special events there too, right? You do like special like Sunday things and holiday things.
yes. So we do during the holiday season, we do all of our like themed brunches. We
Mhm.
do a Santa brunch, of course, which always sells out. So we get usually it's an employee to play Santa Claus, so we have to track somebody down every year. But that is always fantastic, and Gary Flom comes and does photos for that. And then we also do our Grinch brunch, which is all like, like themed and cute. And then our executive chef over there, John Benjamin, he does other like themed things. He did a Halloween brunch, and we have a witch come in and fly around on a
That's funny.
broom. So we do cute things like that to encourage the community to come in. We also we've done some things for the Historical Society just because we are a historic space. So we've had a lot of things, especially in the past year, characters dressed up in revolutionary garb and all of that.
Cool. And you have a horse in front of the grain house, which
Photo
I love
op,
your I
right?
love your horse.
George.
I saw pictures of that on Instagram. The people taking it's famous for taking a selfie with the horse.
Oh
Have to
yeah,
have a selfie with the horse. Absolutely.
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 Yes.
Okay, tell us about your you're having a wedding showcase coming up. Tell us a little bit about that because it's a great way to see the place. If you're booked there, you can revisit it. If you're not, you can meet it. You can, talk to your vendors if you booked us or meet us if you haven't. It's just a great opportunity, I think.
Absolutely. So it's on January 16th from 5 to 8. Um, we do two a year. So our this is our winter show. We're gonna have all of our favorite vendors. We set up all over the property. And we'll have everything set for show as well. So for tours, you can get a feel for what the spaces will look like. We do take private tours during the show as well.
Mhm.
But then for any of our brides who have already booked, it's a really good opportunity to try some food that we don't normally have at our tastings, meet vendors, check up with your vendors if you've already booked them, and just like be here. I think that's one of the
Yeah.
biggest things that our clients just say to us is that they just like to be here. Like they just
Yeah.
like show up, which is fine. We're always open. But it's just a nice way to like see everybody, and we're running around like crazy. But I'm like, oh hey, how are you? Your wedding's in 2 months. And like, so it's just a nice way to get excited. Even if your wedding is coming up soon, you can still join us.
Yeah, to reconnect a little
And
bit. And
Yeah.
do couples need to sign up in advance or can they just show up? What's
So
the
we
process? January 16th, you said.
Yes, January 16th, starting at 5 o'clock, and it's come, as you want to. It's not like a scheduled start time. But we do require registration. If you didn't happen to register, you can still show up at the door. We just like to get a feel for food count. But we do ask that you register either on our website or you can give us a call and we'll sign you up.
I'd like to tell our listeners that we will have a link to oldmillinn.com, their website, as well as their Instagram site, posted on our social media. And of course, it's posted right there on the podcast site. And you can just click on that, go there. You can register to attend the bridal show. You can meet Kate as well as Celia there.
that's right.
And give it a look around. You can look for them. Also, if you're unable to go to that event, you can also set up a tour, right?
Yeah.
Through your
Yeah.
website, Kate?
Yes, so you can fill out our form online. You can call us, and then we also are on the Not Wedding Wire, Zola, like literally everywhere you can find us.
Okay.
And we'd be happy to schedule private tours for anybody who can't attend the bridal show.
And how far out are you booking? Do you still have 2025 dates available? You booking into 2026 and 27, dare I say?
I know.
Oh,
It doesn't even sound real.
I
I
know.
know. I know.
We are getting requests for 27, actively booking 26, and very few dates in 25. But we do still have a couple. So if there's something that someone's looking for, never hurts to ask.
Right. Never hurts to ask. And
Right.
probably even those like micro weddings, different
Yes.
dates, different time.
If smaller scale or if budget is your most important factor, then those dates that are still kind of sitting are always a great option if you're not, bent on a certain date. And we do offer promotional pricing for short-term bookings.
Oh,
Cool.
okay. Good to know.
Yes.
Cool. So it's all good. It's all good.
Yes.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely a
we love
short.
a short-term booking.
Really, that's a good. We're seeing that more and more people are booking closer in with the smaller weddings, and I feel like it's people think, oh, it's going to be so stressful. It's like, no, it's not. You're gonna
Exactly.
you're gonna make a
Exactly.
decision. It's going to be fabulous, and then you're going to get married. Yay!
Yeah.
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 And talk
Everyone
about
is
the
different.
pros.
And that's what I tell my clients. Some people need 2 years to plan a wedding, and that's just their personality. And some people need 40 days because we've
Yeah.
done that too.
Yeah.
Because they just want what they want and they know, or they don't really care, and all they care about is marrying the love of their life. And that's totally fine. So,
Yeah.
and whichever way you are will help you do it.
Absolutely.
Well, I want to thank you, Kate, for joining us today. And again, we will have the links to the website and the Instagram for the Olde Mill Inn, and that's located in Basking Ridge, which is very close to easy access from airports, and it's just a beautiful town in general. So look it up. Plan your weekend to your wedding weekend there, and your guests plan their weekend there. It really is a beautiful, beautiful venue and great staff, award-winning food. So this really should be on your short list of venues. And I have also done, you talked about other events. I did a beautiful baby blessing there, a smaller gathering.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Accommodate anything. But thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Kate. Thanks for your time. I'll see you soon. Have a great,
All right.
stay warm.
Yeah, you too.
This podcast is brought to you by New Jersey wedding officiant Andrea Pertel, owner of For This Joyous Occasion Officiating Services.
And Celia Milton, owner of NJ Vows Now, also New Jersey wedding officiating services. We're up in North Jersey, and Andrea is down in Central and South Jersey. So together we cover the whole state, don't we?
Yes, yes.